and Popular Topics with Natalie from Simsbury Community Television Studio. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Highlights and Popular Topics with Natalie. And thank you for joining. One of the popular topics this weekend is upcoming town election and new form of government our town will be transitioning to. We will look closely to it with our guest, Chris Kelly, a member of a board of selectmen of a town. Chris will explain what new form of government means for the town and for the town residents as well. He will also talk a little bit about upcoming election. The next event you will see is a book sale that took place on Saturday and Sunday last week. It was hosted by Simsbury High School to benefit Simsbury Public Library. September Fest took place on Friday, September 8, Saturday, September 9, and Sunday, September 10 at the Simsbury Meadows Performing Arts Center. The 3-day activities included inflatables, live music, food, and fireworks at 9 p.m. on Friday. Recently, Simsbury residents voted to make changes to the town charter and to switch to a town manager form of government. Our guest, member of a board of selectmen of a town, Chris Kelly, will talk about the new form of a government in Simsbury, upcoming election, and focus groups held by the board of selectmen. The focus groups are designed to obtain information from residents to understand community needs as a part of a town manager selection process. Focus groups will be held on September 25. Town residents interested in participation are welcome to apply. Approximately 10 to 15 residents will be selected to participate. Good afternoon. Today we are going to talk a little bit about upcoming election in the town and also about the new form of a government that our town is transitioning to. Our guest today is Chris Kelly.
Hello, Natalie.
Hello, Chris. Chris is a member of a board of the selectmen of a town. How are you today, Chris?
I'm very good, thank you.
My first question to you, for people who are not necessarily involved in politics, a few words about new form of government. What does it mean to the town? What does it mean to the town residents? What to expect?
Yep. So, Natalie, as you're pointing out, the town of Simsbury voted to move to a town manager form of government in the last election. So what that means is our town charter really speaks to two elements of leadership in the town. Number one is managing the administrative staff and all the administrative functions. And then the second is managing the legislative process with the Board of Selectmen. Currently, our first selectman, who is Lisa Hevener, manages both of those roles. With the new form of government, what's happening is that the Board of Selectmen will hire a town manager to manage the administrative functions, and then the first selectman will continue to manage the legislative functions. So what that means is, whereas Lisa's position currently is full-time and paid a salary, the first selectman going forward is not going to be a full-time position. They will receive a small stipend, but in essence it's really not going to be a paid position. So for residents, the experience they have with town government should be fairly similar to what they have now, but what the key difference is going to be is there's going to be a town manager that's managing all the administrative staff. I point out to people that it's actually very similar to how the Board of Education is set up, because the Board of Education is in essence a town manager form of government. You have your superintendent, who manages all the administrative functions, and then you have a chairman of the board, which is in essence what the first selectman is going to be, who manages all the legislative processes.
Thank you. My next question is, would you tell a little bit about upcoming election? Who are we going to elect and timelines?
Yep. So the next election is on November 7th, and this election is just for all of our local elected officials. So that's going to include members of the Board of Selectmen, Board of Education, Board of Finance. anyone that's in elected position on any of our land use commissions, our planning commission, conservation, zoning commission, all of those positions are up for re-election. So between now and November 7th, in essence, you're going to have candidates that are campaigning. And on the 7th, you're going to go in and individuals will just see each of these positions listed. And they're going to be voting for 1 to 3 to 4 members for each. And at the end of that process, we'll have our new town government going forward for at least the next 2 years. Some of the positions are for 2 years. Some of the positions are for longer time periods. But it all is going to occur on the same day, and it's just local. It's not state or any type of federal elections, just your local elected representatives.
Very good, thank you. Please tell us a little bit about the focus groups. What are the purpose, what is the goal, and who can apply and participate in the focus groups?
Sure. So Natalie, the process of hiring a town manager has been underway. And there's a couple of elements to it. First of all, we hired a consulting firm that specializes in hiring municipal staff. The person who we hired is named Don Jutton, and he is principal of an organization called Municipal Resources Incorporated. We actually have advertised the position nationally, and we have a pool of candidates that have applied for the position. So one of the things that happens in this process as we begin to really vet those people who've applied is we create what's called a Town of Simsbury profile or a candidate profile. And that profile has a couple of elements to it. First of all, it defines what exactly are the attributes, the skills, the areas of expertise that the town manager needs to have for Simsbury. And then the second element of it is really also identifying what are going to be some of the key strategic challenges for that person. The better that profile is developed, the more clearly we can hire a person that really fits for the town of Simsbury. So in developing that profile, we've done a number of things. One, we did a survey that was available for residents as well as town staff to complete. And then the second is what you're referring to as focus groups. So on next Monday, actually, we're going to be holding 3 focus groups. Individuals can volunteer for these. The first session is going to be from 7:30 a.m. to 9. The second session is going to be from noon to 1:30. The third session will be from 3:30 to 5. We look to have between 10 and 15 individuals that are involved. And the questions are going to be facilitated by our consultant. And basically what he's going to be exploring is what ideally do you want to see in a town manager, what attributes, what do you see as challenges for Simsbury or things that you really want this person to focus on. Just a great opportunity for people without a lot of stress just to show up if they have an interest, to share their opinion. Those opinions though really will get baked into this very formal profile that we have. Additionally, just to let you know, we have a Board of Selectmen meeting on Monday. And during that meeting at the beginning, we're going to have basically an open hearing and an update on the status of hiring the town manager. So that's at 6 o'clock at Town Hall. That's another opportunity that people have to stop in. So Natalie, if someone's interested in volunteering for this, what they should do is go to the Town of Simsbury website. On the home page, on the right side, you're going to see a message that just mentions, town manager focus groups. And if someone is interested, they should just submit their name. It just asks for 1 paragraph on what your background is. And then we're going to be making final determinations as to who can go where, based upon, the responses that we get. So it really is for people who, even if you have just an opinion on one thing, or if you feel you know everything about the town, it really doesn't make a difference. The idea is to have people show up, engaged, wanting to provide some insight.
That is a very nice idea to get people engaged
Right.
and provide with some information.
Yep.
Chris, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Natalie.
Giant used book sale took place at the Simsbury High School on Saturday and Sunday last week. Books were donated by town volunteers and all proceeds will benefit Simsbury Public Library. Thousands of books have been collected and organized in separate sections. Average price range was from 25 cents to $2 a book.
Hello, my name is Natalie. I'm on are at Simsbury High School, where there's a book sale going on. All the books were donated by the Simsbury residents.
Hello.
Hi.
Did you find any book that you're looking?
Not yet. There's so many to choose from. So
Yes, right.
Skipping.
There is a lot. Are you looking for something in particular?
no, but more of nothing in particular. Just,
You having fun?
yeah, so far.
Good. Any book so far, which is good?
Breaking Dawn and Twilight. Those are really two books of it.
Very good, very good. The book Twilight, we've been looking at Barnes and Nobles and I couldn't find.
Yeah.
Is that the right book?
Yes.
Do you like that book? Having fun?
Yes.
Good.
Septemberfest was hosted by the Simsbury Meadows Performing Arts Center. A 3-day family event took place on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday last week. Admission ticket of $5 was good for the entire weekend. Children under 12 enter free. 3 days festival included children's activities, live music, food, and business expo. The highlight of a Friday night was a spectacular firework. Septemberfest is a great family event to attend.
Hello, my name's Emily and I'm having so much fun!
I'm Sherry Johnson, and this is my very awesome band.
It's a
and we're
community
happy
event
to be here tonight. We're happy
family,
to see you
grandparents,
guys. I can't really see you all
fathers,
because I have no
mothers,
glasses on.
and
But I
It
can kind of
brings
see
our
you.
community together to celebrate 3 beautiful days of
That was
weather.
good. That helped.
We got inflatable rides, we got music from the stage, we got over 12 food vendors, we got a lot of businesses from the local community that are here to explain why they're in business and what they have to do. It's a non-profit organization for the town runs and operates
Thank you. Can you tell
Septemberfest 2017. You can hear some of the music in the background. And for the next 3 days, we're going to have a daily event of all kinds of musical performers and events and activities and food vendors and business expos and all kinds of fun things for the whole family to come down and experience. Significance for the town and for the region is that we hold a number of events, concerts, and tours, and other types of activities throughout the season from June to September. We work with the local Chamber of Commerce with their annual Chili Fest and a number of other activities and events that really are for the benefit of the town and the region and our economy. So that's what we're all about.
Alright, one more. Can't leave it unfinished. So we were a little higher than the box. Anyway, here.
Coming up, Simsbury Grange Agricultural Fair will take place on Saturday, September 16th from 10 to 3 p.m. Admission is free. Simsbury Fly-In and a Car Show will take place on Sunday, September 17th. That was Highlights and Popular Topics with Natalie. Thank you for being with us.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.